What is up? What is up? What up, as we say in meatball land? How are we sounding over here? Let's see if my little sister's up, as we say in meatball land.
For
How are we
fuck's sake.
sounding over here? What
Let's
do I
see if
have
my
going?
little
Sister's up, as we say in meat. Yeah, I had the channel playing on one of my tabs here, but I could not get into my messenger to make sure baby sis is awake and in the chat. I got logged out of everything literally moments before going live. So I don't know if I have anybody in the live to give me a thumbs up in the chat for audio. Let me see if I can text my sister. Oh, yours is too. Yeah, my messenger just went down too, sis. Which was crazy. Like, I went to jump on here to messenger you, and it's like, you've been logged out. And I'm like, well, that's weird. I just went to my other laptop in the living room where I do all my brainstorming. Couldn't get into Facebook at all. So that's going on there, but let's give it a few moments to see if anyone joins us. Usually people in my community are watching Coach Colin at this time, which is fine. I figured I would jump in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Figured I would jump into this time slot and utilize the time. We'll see if that proves to be effective or not. However, I do need to get this on the record. Just the finalizing the information to date with the Reckless Ben, Bricks and Minifigs Saga. My last stream, I had that was the most entertaining and fun stream that I've had or done thus far, even though I did have a bunch of audio technical problems and everything. I still had a great time in that chat. A bunch of people joined us. But I realized that through that process that I might be in my lives, I might lean on the videos a little too much, because without being able to play videos and just engaging with the chat, I had a really good time doing it. So in brainstorming, I'm like, do I rely too much on the video? And should I focus more on the chat? Because, like I said, I had such a great time with the last stream. I was riding high for like an hour after that. It was freaking great. Sis, let me know, how is my audio? I did have an echo. I think I resolved that. I was having issues with getting audio out of the desktop videos. I am certain that I resolved that. I'm showing only one person watching, just sis in the chat here. All right, we'll get down to business. Either way, people can come and check it out later. That's entirely up to them. I am going to kick this off with a video that has been extremely inspiring to me, from X-Luminant on YouTube. I was hoping to see that crowd here for this live. I'm going to play a few portions of this video just to kick us off. And then I do have a lot of information to bring your way. YouTube is not a fan of my channel. After the chat drama, my second live that I posted, I put up a video called Digital Prison. YouTube immediately started attacking that video. It's only to date has like 8 or 9 views on it. It was taken down twice. I had to put it back up. I had to remove the small clip I had in there about Palantir. I didn't get any strikes on my channel, but YouTube is saying, oh, this is copyrighted material. We're not going to give you a strike. But ever since then, now my channel is limited. I cannot put links in the description. So like when this live stream is done, I would normally go and put the links to any videos that we watch. I would put that in the description. But as a punishment for me pointing out the fact that they're building a fortress under the White House that's linked to Israel, that any president after that, remember when Trump was saying he'd be the last president? Well, they're making that, prophecy come true. I made a video about it, that digital enslavement is going to be our demise. Palantir, not a big fan that I'm telling you guys about that stuff. They took my video down twice, and after I removed their small clip, because it still has a bunch about flock cameras and everything else, I outlined how this becomes your digital prison. So if you're watching this live, you want to support the channel, we do have Buy Me a Coffee, but like the videos, subscribe to the channel, go and watch my last edited video called Digital Prisons, something like that. I forgot what it's called. Your digital prison, something like that. It's only got like 8 or 9 views on it, and that kept getting taken down by the YouTube gods. So if you want to show the channel some love, go get the views up on that. Click like on some of the videos. I do appreciate everyone in the community. I hope we give something for Baby Sis to do in the chat. She's all there by herself right now, but it's still early on in the stream. Let's hope some people pile in after they watch the Coach Colin videos. Like I said, I do have a couple of tabs to get through. First and foremost, I wanted to give a shout out to the Buy Me a Coffee donations that we got on the last stream, that I didn't even know because I was so caught up with the technical difficulties. I had no idea that Fleet definitely gave a donation, and prior to that, Savage Bunny, which we haven't seen in the socials lately. I'm sure she's taken some time off. I had to take a couple of weeks off after the drama, so I totally get and understand all of that. So we'll welcome those folks back as they return. Make sure you like and subscribe to my OnlyFans. That's always a request. Go check out my OnlyFans. I already mentioned I can't post links, but if we had a good turnout like we did in the last stream, I was going to say that the top commenter in the chat, I have this soundboard over here. I'll run through them real quick for Baby Sis. That Don Juan DeMarco. Everybody knows the fuck. So that's for during conversation. That's when you get the right answer. That's when you get the wrong answer. So I do have the soundboard over here. Give me a thumbs up if you heard the soundboard, little sis. So what I was going to say is if we had a good turnout in the chat, I was going to let the number 1, because it shows you, who was the number 1, 2, and 3 in the chat. I was going to let them choose the sound effect for the next stream to use, and we could work on that. I thought that would be a fun idea, but nobody showed up, so let me know if you can hear those. I agree with all of it. Sweet, I did. It looks like she heard it. I don't know if it was loud enough. I got to turn up my headset. But let's kick it off with this video. So, watching Coach Colin, spending 3 hours a day in the chat, and then following that with Candace and Baron, that consumed like 7 hours a day of my time at a minimum. And, you know, I was really involved in the chats and really becoming part of the community. And there were a few things that kind of motivated me to step up and get involved and set up a microphone and become an active member of this community. This video was super inspiring to me. When I saw this, I was like, me and that dude are on the same page. I'm going to share X Luminance video named Hoodwinked. This is the audio that when I do edit videos, I use a small portion of it for my intro, and I use a small portion of it for my outro. I was hoping, I know these guys are all on a different, in a different time zone, in their night owls. So I knew it was risky to do a show at 10 a.m. But this is all stuff that I have to get out of the way. Anyways, most of you, I'm not sure if the people in my community have become aware of the saga with Reckless Ben and Bricks and Minifigs. If you haven't heard about it, you live under a rock. One of my past live streams, I did bring that information to the Who Killed Charlie Kirk community, because as soon as it started kicking off, I was probably the first person you heard about it, because as soon as I heard it was in Utah, my ears went up. And then when I found out it's out of Provo in Utah, I just lasered in on it. I said, this is going to tie back to the Charlie Kirk investigation. I can almost guarantee it. And no, in the middle of that live stream, someone in the chat mentioned that it's the same judge. Well, I did dig into that and did find that it is absolutely the same Judge Tony Graff, who is handling the Reckless Ben saga, is also residing over the Tyler. Jeez, it's been a minute. Tyler. What's Tyler's last name? The Tyler Robinson. Am I thinking of Winnie the Pooh? Tyler. Jeez, I'm drawing a blank. But the Tyler, not the TPUSA Tyler, but the Tyler that's on trial for the murder of Charlie Kirk. Why am I not seeing it in my notes? Tyler. Why can't I think of Tyler's last name? It's probably somewhere in my notes, but you guys know I've been so far down the rabbit hole on Reckless Ben that I'm forgetting these things that are the names that I should know really well. Tyler, if I look in anyway. So let me jump into this video, this intro video. I was hoping Lance would be here while we give him some love. Check this out. Let me switch screens. Savage Bunny in the chat. What's up? Hold up. I was just getting started. I see Savage Bunny has entered the chat. We were just giving you some love, hoping that you're doing okay, because we haven't seen you on the Discord. You are one of the Buy Me a Coffee donations that I'm going to go over, but good to see you in the chat. Hope others join us. Right now, I'm showing some love to X Luminant, who was part of the inspiration to get me to get up and become part of the part of the community. I don't know what the hell we consider it at this point, but becoming active. But I'm going to finish up some of this video. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, houses are built on lies. They take your money and sell you the right to fight and die. Profit that. They turn a profit by sending you off to war.
I don't know what GTSY means.
When they say you get what you earn, they're lying.
Oh, good to see you. I'm retarded, sorry. Good to see you too.
They were never on your side. They were never on your side. Oh, when they said they could be trusted, they lied. They were never on your side, but now we're all getting tarred and feathered. We should have seen it all along. Don't you know the game is rigged? It's over before it begins. They get paid by the same lobbyists. You're voting for the same old shit. You're getting hoodwinked by the puppets. They were never on your side. But now we're all getting locked and loaded, and we'll never be afraid again. Don't you know the game is rigged? It's over before it begins. They get paid by the same lobbyists. You're voting for the same old shit. You're getting hoodwinked by the puppets. They were never on your side. Oh, they were never on your side.
Yeah, I didn't expect to play the whole video, but I can't shut it off once I started playing it. Yeah. Like, this is the vibe of my channel. This is every single thing that I post on this channel is relative to that theme right there. And the first time I heard it, you know, I played it like 1,000 times at least 1,000 times, and it just became a part of me. I'm a musician. Hey, 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 simmer down over there. What the? Yeah, it just became a part of me because I'm a musician, and that's how I learn music, is by listening to it 1,000 times. So it just became a part of who I am. Big shout out to X-Luminant Lance for putting that together. Go support his channel. Let's get some activity over here in the chat. We got a couple of people watching. We just finished up watching Lance's video, X-Luminant's video, Hoodwinked. I'm going to dive right in to What's Up, Precious Puppy. I'm going to dive right into what I have lined up for you regarding the Reckless Ben and Bricks and Minifigs saga. I am placing my reputation on the fact that the people involved in this case, hold on, let me get to the right camera here before I continue on. The people, I'm placing my reputation on the fact that the people involved in this case also tie back to the Charlie Kirk investigation. What's up, Precious? I see you in the chat. I'm staking my reputation on that. We've already concluded, and I have evidence to show you, that Judge Tony Graff is presiding over both cases, the Tyler Robinson trial and the Reckless Ben / Bricks and Minifigs saga. When you see how these cops behave, I'd never heard of the Mormon Mafia prior to this saga, but it seems like it goes higher than the police department. The police in that town, if you will, just seem very shit. I don't know what's the word. They seem like they're not afraid of consequences. Like there's people above them that condone the type of behavior, whether it be because of them being tied into the Mormon community. I'm telling you, my guess is that Judge Tony Graff is part of the Mormon community, but I'm speculating also that the power structure above that judge in Utah, I'm speculating that the intelligence community in Utah, we have a clip of the officer saying we do things differently here. That's going to come back to haunt that officer if it hasn't already. But let me get into some of these clips. Let me stop jabberjawing over here. I do have plenty of information to get through, so hang tight. And then I would like to spend some time with the chat, giving shout outs and all that. So bear with me. The reason I have this video pulled up, let me change screens. The reason I have this pulled up, now if you weren't here when I started the stream, what up Pablo? Pablo in the chat. I didn't see you on the last stream. I was looking for you. We appreciate you. I was having some audio issues in the last stream, but if you didn't catch any of my coverage of the Reckless Ben / Bricks and Minifigs saga, I started to cover it before it went ridiculously viral, and I speculated that this absolutely leads back to the Charlie Kirk investigation. Now, if you look into it, it went super mega viral. There's a lot of people covering it. What I'm going to do is show you where you can go to for the most condensed update, or most condensed, where you can get the pertinent information to get up to speed in what's going on. Because like I said, I'm putting my reputation, it's going to take time to unfold, but I'm placing my reputation on the fact that this somehow leads back to the Charlie Kirk investigation. As soon as I saw the first video, I said, oh no. No. We got to cover this. We got to cover this because I want to be able to say I told you so. I want to be able to say I told you so to the community. So this first video that I'm going to play for you, Nate the Lawyer, very reputable, very entertaining channel. If you're not aware of Nate the Lawyer, he does a very condensed breakdown of what has gone on. So this is the most efficient timeline if you want to figure out what happened from start to finish to where we are currently. Go check out Nate the Lawyer. Like I said, my channel is under fire from YouTube, so I can no longer post links in the description. Usually I would post links in the description at the once I post the video, but YouTube does not like my video about digital prisons, about the digital prison coming, and Palantir threw a fit. So now I'm in timeout. But let's jump into this and we'll come back and discuss.
Welcome to ABC4 News at 10. I'm Sarah Murphy.
And I'm Brian McElhatton. Good to have you with us tonight. Our top story for you, a $200,000 Lego collection was allegedly stolen, and allegations of police misconduct protecting those responsible.
The $200,000 Lego scandal, it just got so much worse.
Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today, I will analyze the case of Ben.
I don't hate to say it, Pablo. I love to say I told you so.
This is the story.
I fucking told you so. That's what it sounds like. I fucking told you so.
The whole thing
in case you were
investigating a Lego company
curious, that's what it sounds like.
The company sent two guys to steal the world's largest Star Wars Lego collection worth around $200,000. And for some reason, the police are helping them get away with it.
All right, so we got Reckless Ben, we got Legos, we got cops involved. Let me just break all this down.
Wrong button. I promise I won't keep interrupting. My baby sis is in the chat. Baby sis, Pablo is an awesome supporter. Savage Bunny, awesome supporter. So glad to bring you guys together in the chat. I had mentioned when I first came on, if you guys weren't here, I have the soundboard. Whoever is number one, as long as it's not baby sis, because that's cheating. Whoever is highest number in the chat at the end will get to pick a sound effect for the next stream.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. Who is Reckless Ben? Well, here is Dr. Todd Grande. He's going to explain it to you.
Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today I will analyze the case of Ben Schneider. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the incident, then offer my analysis. Benjamin Paul Snyder was born on December 30, 1995, and lives in Los Angeles, California. In April 2015, Ben started a YouTube channel called Reckless Ben. He posted a variety of content, including pranks, stunts, and low-quality investigations into matters that were supposedly of public interest. Here are a few video titles that sum up his channel pretty well. The TV show Found Out I Was Secretly Filming Them, I'm Getting Sued, I'm Being Censored, I Stormed Area 51 and Led the Raid with a Plunger, I Snuck into Mexico, Running from Mall Security After Hours, I Infiltrated the Scariest Cults in the World, and
So I'm
Never Learn.
not gonna drag you guys through this whole video. It's a 30-minute video. I just want to send you in the correct direction to get the most, like, you know, everybody wants to comment when it's going viral or whatever, but if you want the precise information, this is from a lawyer, and I watched the whole video. It is accurate information. If you want to know what started this saga, what escalated it, and where we are, I would start off with Nate the Lawyer's part 1 of exposing the Lego scam. It's just all the information very quickly. It
Last
still
title alone
takes
actually
30
captures the theme
minutes
of
to
the panel
get
exceptionally
through
well.
it.
That Crystal and Michael
Hold
no
on.
longer own the bricks and minifix.
And demanded the keys. They threatened us with the police and promised to do an inventory and compensate us. They said they understood there was a large collection on consignment and acknowledged they were taking that over.
So long story short, an elderly man, Lego collector, put all of his Legos on consignment to Bricks and Minifigs, which is supposed to be the most reputable franchise to buy, sell, trade if you're one of these gamer or collectors. Turns out that the CEO of this company, this is my opinion, is an absolute scumbag who has built all of this off of his daddy's money, both of the people involved. And there's a lot of shady stuff that goes on. If you're interested in all that, you really have to dig into this saga. But I've wrapped a lot of it up for you. What exactly? I am going to give some attention to the chat. Let me just get through some of this. So Nate the Lawyer, part 1, that's where I would go if you want to get up to speed with everything that has transpired in this saga, because it has gotten crazy. There are a lot of videos of the American Fork police just being absolutely tyrannical, arresting these young kids to protect this Bricks and Minifigs franchise owner who stole this money or stole this stuff from a dying or an elderly collector. And the reason this is getting into my zeitgeist, don't be afraid to hit that like button if you're in here. I appreciate it. But the idea is that there's a structure above government. There's a 2-tier justice system, and this is highlighting that there is a way huger issue. I always point out the fact that back in the day, quietly, there was a very quiet transition where it transitioned from public safety to officer safety, and that's when we became the enemy of the state, where we're just the goyim, the cash cattle. And I'm here to push back against that and to bring it to people's attention. But again, Nate the Lawyer, part 1, I would check that out if you want to get up to speed. That's condensed. All the information is there. Where I wanted to start this show I did need to recap a little bit because my last stream we had some audio issues, so I don't want to go through all of it. I'm just recapping a little bit. This is where we are right now. Reckless Ben was put under a gag order by Judge Tony Graff. Again, now that's the same judge that's presiding over Tyler Robinson trial for the Charlie Kirk assassination. That's the same judge. I had no idea about the Mormon Mafia prior to this, so it seems like there are a lot of power structures out there in Utah, and none of it is constitutional. So this video here is 1 minute and 42 seconds. I think it is pertinent to our discussion today. So let's listen to Reckless Ben, 1 minute and 42 seconds, his final message, because he's been put under a gag order.
Episode 3 is finally finished after crazy all-nighters and basically destroying my health. But I can't post it or I will go to jail. And not only that, I will also immediately lose my lawsuit of $300,000, and the GoFundMe we made for Brian will go straight to this mystery company that I am no longer allowed to talk about. They sent court papers to my email, which I guess a judge approved for them that this was a valid form of service. And so now that I'm officially served, I cannot even mention this company or I will be in jail and everything. Normally I would be like, screw the big guy telling me what to do. I'm going to do what's morally right. But in this situation, if I do that, then all my friends get screwed with this lawsuit and we lose all the GoFundMe money we raised, like immediately. So I am no longer allowed to even mention this mystery company. My personal opinion is that this is unfair because this order was put on me because this company was telling the court.
Wait, how do you know about the screaming goat? Savage, how do you know about the screaming goat? I used to put that at the end of my videos.
That I was making bomb threats. I was planning on murdering the manager and employees, which obviously I didn't do, and you can see that in the footage. The only problem is I was not given a chance to share my side. The court just heard their perspective, not mine. So because I wasn't able to share my side, I am now no longer allowed to talk about them, and it looks like this might be it. So, yeah.
So, yeah, that's where that stands. We have not heard from Reckless Ben since he posted that video 3 days ago. There's been a lot of speculation that his lawyers told him not to post anything. But there's several other lawyer channels who have broken down the actual order and what it means. But let's move ahead. We have, I wanted to bring it to your attention. Remember how I brought this to your guys' attention early on before it went viral? It has now made it to the Law and Crime Network. This is a 20-minute video. We're not going to listen to all of it.
Ben was investigating a missing Lego fortune, and now
this is to show you, like,
means his
this has gone mega
that everybody
viral.
wanted to see in this saga may never see the light of day. But while Ben has been ordered to stay silent, another investigation has uncovered new questions, including a disputed inventory, a mysterious U-Haul, and why the company is now reportedly suing the man who reportedly lost almost everything. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
So these kids make a good case for why you never talk to the cops. It can only hurt you. It never helps you. They arrested all these kids without a warrant, brought them in without even knowing who some of them were, without identifying them. And they had nothing on these kids until they talked their way into being arrested. They used the GoFundMe as a way to charge them with harassment or whatever the charges were. But you could tell that the cops were fishing the entire time. And the videos are out there if you need to a link to the video of this interrogation where you can see the cops fishing for a crime. You can see their reaction when they finally figure out, oh, the GoFundMe, we're going to use that. These kids were arrested for having a GoFundMe, saying that it was harassment, for putting up a sign. All of these are First Amendment violations, Fourth Amendment violations. Later on, there's a video of a town meeting where the town residents piled into this building about this case in Fork. I don't know what's the name of the town, but there's a lot on YouTube to follow up with if you're not familiar with this saga. But don't talk to the cops. It can only hurt you. It won't help you. So this has reached Law and Crime Network. CoffeeZilla. I'm pretty sure you guys are internet heads. You know who CoffeeZilla is. CoffeeZilla. He investigates scams and all of that. So if you end up on his channel, not good for you. He got to the bottom of the money. He investigated. It's all documented with paper trail and everything, to the point that it's not $200,000 of missing Lego. I think it's actually more like $20,000 to $50,000. But you know, the $200,000 is to get clicks, to make it go viral. And yeah, it definitely worked. It got a lot of eyes on this case. It got the attention that it needs. And then the American Fork police just made it totally worse, knowing they're on camera and just being absolutely tyrannical, arresting these young kids, protecting this absolute dirtbag, Josh Johnson. That's my opinion. Josh Johnson is a dirtbag. He's hiding behind the Mormon community, and they are all protecting this dirtbag. What's the guy? Ammon from Bricks and Minifigs, CEO. We got some dirt on that guy. But if you want to know the specifics of the money trail, go check it out on CoffeeZilla's channel. I found the $200,000 missing Lego. Go check that out for information. Here is the city council meeting. I do have this spot queued up, 14 minutes and 45 seconds, when this guy approaches the podium. Look at all the one of the council members says, we usually do this meeting in private. There's nobody here. We just talk into the microphone. But you got a full audience here. If you look to the top right corner, there's people on the stairs, and it continues to fill up throughout this council meeting. But listen to what this gentleman, one of the residents of Fork City, American Fork City. I don't know what the type of name that is, but listen to this.
Hi, Daniel Soroka. When I reviewed the budget, I noticed that there was an increase of around $600,000, which is a 9% increase to our property taxes. Even though this increase is large, it is not large enough for the upcoming civil lawsuits that our city is about to face because of the misconduct of our police department. Our police department in March went on a crusade against an individual, and he now has legal rights to sue this city. That is going to be our taxpayer dollars that are going to have to pay for that. The police chief then went on a media release and lied to the public. He stated that the individual did not complete a traffic stop or did not complete a stop sign complete stop, but when reviewing the video evidence, they did. He said that when this individual was trying to serve court papers, which is his civil right, that when the police reviewed the court papers, they said that they had already been served, which was a lie. They had not been. The police went on the police swatted this individual, arresting 5 people without any arrest warrants, and then took 4 of them who they did not even know the identity of into custody, one of them being a minor, which they pointed a gun at. This is unacceptable conduct of the police department. When Paul took office, he said, "I am extremely committed to ensuring our community members are proud of their police department and their officers." I am not proud of my police department officers. In fact, seeing this conduct, I am in fear of standing here with seeing if there's any retribution that they might bring on me. Because that is what they did to this individual. And if they're willing to do that to them, they are willing to do that to me and to anyone else. Thank you.
All right, so this went on for about a good hour. I usually can't say the name. When I'm typing it, it always comes out as American Pork City, and it's not intentional, but every single time I have to correct my notes and change it to Fork City. No pun intended. It just comes out as pork for whatever reason after seeing the behavior of those officers. But this is what we want to see. These community members are appalled by their police officers' behavior towards these children who are trying to help an elderly man against a corporation who has stolen his life savings. Now, this is the main reason that I dug into this case, is because of the absolute tyranny that goes on in this country when it comes to law enforcement and when it comes to corporations. Corporations, I don't know if you've noticed, but corporations are ruling over us as if they're a form of government that we didn't elect. Like, for example, what you post on YouTube. Remember the adpocalypse, where YouTube bowed down to these corporations that said, we don't want to see this, we don't want to see that. All of our social media is not limited, but censored at the behest of these corporations. So you have the elite, you have big government, you have corporations, and then you have the citizens, which I don't know if you've noticed, but our rights and our demands and all of that have not been heard or taken into consideration for quite some time, well prior to 2016. I think we're just becoming more aware of it now. But it's a huge problem, and that's what my channel is protesting against: the globalization and the taking of our rights, and all of that. Everything that's going on, our country is not recognizable. And you always have to look across the pond to see what's going on in Europe. And right now, over in Europe, they're pushing back. They are about to have a revolution. And whatever happens here happens over there. Whatever happens over there happens here. It's the Western world. So I don't like to really pay attention to what's going on in the other side of the pond, because I'm like, it doesn't affect me. We have enough problems here. But when you smarten up and look, it's a way to predict what's coming. You know what I mean? Take a look at what's going on over there. Look at what's going on in China with the internet ID and all of the... Look at China. What's happening over there is absolutely coming here. It's going to take a little bit more time, but it's coming here. So look at that. Go back to the digital prison video on my channel. Give that some love, because it's all outlined in that video. What do I have for you next? The Brick of Mormon. Come on, buddy. So I came across this. I obviously found it entertaining. I don't remember what it is, so we'll both be surprised. So, you know, I meant to air all this on my last live, but we had all those issues, so I'm just kind of jamming it down your throat right now. But let's dig into that. Nah, you thought I was pulling a coach. I didn't do it.
I'm walking a thin line on a slack line, reading warning signs as a flat line. Got a claim form in the back.
This guy's a scumbag and a half.
I say I didn't do like wind do. If it ain't true, then
These guys are scumbags.
every memory got an edit menu. R2D2 unto others, swearing on my Mormon mother. There's no bigger layer lover, but I keep her undercover. I ain't greedy, I'm protective. From a certain point perspective, every fact is more subjective.
I was probably thinking about Lance and Fleet being in the chat, because this is not my lane, but I obviously thought it was important enough to put it in my notes. But
Got a mission and a superstition. Got a witness with a contradiction. Got a lawyer, so that's permission. No castle run, that's
I don't know why that ended up in my notes, but it's out there. We'll share it with you. Here's something that is more up our alley when it comes to my community. TPUSA. TPUSA admits... Hold on. Can you guys see that? Well, TPUSA producers admit releasing AI fake of Charlie Kirk to troll skeptics. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but TPUSA came out because they got caught making the fake AI video of Charlie saying that he wants his wife to take over if anything were to happen to him. I don't know if this has hit your radar yet. This was early this morning. I get up at like midnight for the day. So right now it's like it's midday for me. But yeah, to try to cover their ass. 9 months after Charlie Kirk assassination on September 10th, 2025, at a Turning Point USA event in Utah, executives revealed they circulated the fake clip to bait online skeptics questioning a real Aspen donor video where Kirk named Erica Kirk as the potential leader. I did catch part of Barron's live yesterday, and was it yesterday or the day before? And I'm pretty sure he was going off the deep end about this. So maybe it is on your guys' radar. Man, why is that heart always in the way? I can't read Pablo's comment. Oh, because I'm watching the wrong screen. Are they? Yeah, Savage. They're saying they were trolling with it because they got caught out. Nobody believed it, and I mean nobody believed that video. So now, if you go over to X, they just put this out 12 hours ago. So about when I got up for the day, I came across this. I was like, no way they're walking it back. They are walking the AI video back because they got caught red-handed. And then I have another current event for you because we have to. I mean, not us, but Officer Tatum is... He's a character, a well-known character to the folks in this community. I didn't want to watch the video, but this oh my God.
Black fatigue, it's real. I'm sorry. You have embarrassed your own
Can you imagine
culture and race. From day
Officer
one,
Tatum
I said this was never
is
about
covering
race.
this?
Please don't make it about race and don't politicize it. And what did you do? You chose both.
White people got to stop being afraid to just say it like an EI is.
This
Black
dude
fatigue is a real
is something
thing.
else.
See, I don't consider myself nothing. I'm a man of God. I'm an American. I ain't nobody worried about no skin color, because I ain't like none of y'all.
So let me tell you what he's saying right there. Me being half black and being half white, you can see he has some amount of white in him. He was raised a little differently. And these people, especially since he started getting money from our greatest ally, wants to separate himself from the black community. I don't blame him. I don't stand for any of the nonsense of the racial equity, all that bullshit that goes on. You never hear me say anything about it. I'm not even going to enter the conversation because everybody in the room is dumb as a box of rocks. You know, they're entities outside the U.S. that stoke up these race divisions. You want to talk about the black community? I got a bunch of clips of these black women saying we are supporting Carmelo Anthony because he's a black. Y'all support yours. I don't stand for any of that shit. My little sister is in the chat. She a little white girl. You know what I mean? I'm a little mixed kid. We grew up in the same house, but I grew up out in the countryside. I didn't grow up in the hood. So I don't have any ties to that culture at all whatsoever. I don't know nothing about it. But he comes from a similar background as me, but he's getting paid good money from our greatest ally to talk bad about these people and make them sound like a joke. And then you go back to what Baron Coleman said about if Officer Tater Tot over here knew what the TPUSA Hebrews, or what do they call them, Zionists, if he knew what they thought about him as their little puppet. Because yeah, we can get away with saying stuff that you can't, and I think that's ridiculous. I think that words are just words. Really, what your intent is matters. So whether you say the N word with a A or the N word with a R, the intent matters definitely. I don't agree with all of the hip hop rappers using the N bomb and then saying, "Oh, but you can't say it." I think that's absolutely ridiculous. If you can say it, I can say it. If I can say it, my sister can say it, and she ain't gonna get mobbed on. Some dummy on Facebook the other day, some idiot African. I just happened to be on my sister's Facebook page and see some idiot from Africa talking about, oh, she doesn't trust Africans. Oh, I chimed in. I said, look at how stupid you are. You know her brothers are black, you fucking idiot. Did you know she's got 2 black brothers, you moron? And he's like, oh, sir, I apologize. Don't give me that shit. He's like, I didn't know she had black brothers. I'm like, well, you're assuming that she doesn't trust Africans. So there's no way you could have known that she has 2 black brothers, but there's also no way you could have known that she doesn't automatically distrust Africans. And I said, you see how that's dumb? Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. So it's all of this nonsense that goes on in the media. The media was propagating it for, the last 30 years of our lives. But now it's the people that were digesting all of that nasty media who are perpetuating this nonsense. I think it's absolute nonsense. I refuse to partake in it. I judge a man by his character, not by the content of his character, not by the color of his skin. Because I have proven, and this is something you guys don't know, I came from the projects as a kid. I have lived through the absolute worst of humanity, but I've also lived on the same street as the governor. So I have lived in both of these backgrounds. I started off in the hood, in the projects, mother on welfare, drug addicted, which is why I have insight and I can say whatever the fuck I want to about these things because I've lived through all of it. I see the effect that it has. I have had to overcome all of the awful shit, the most awful shit that exists in our society. I've gone through all all of that, and I'm still here with you folks today. I have overcome all of those things on my own. No father ever. I still don't know who. I've never met my father. I don't know anything about him other than potentially his name. Mother, drug addicted, never had a driver's license, never had a job, welfare warrior. In spite of that, I got a good education. I put myself in tech school, and I built a career for myself. So when people say, "Who's this guy?" That's why I posted it on Discord. Who is this guy? That's why I'm not an attorney. I'm not a officer who laid down the badge to do YouTube, but I can speak on these things because I have suffered through them and I've overcome sexual abuse, physical abuse, poverty, you name it. I've been through all of it and I came out the other side. You know what I mean? So I can speak on these things. And I'm not being paid by anybody like this. I think I swore a couple times already. But that's why I'm passionate about these things. Because you got idiots like this who will sell you up the river with this nonsense that he knows better. He knows better than the shit that he's spouting, but you don't, or he hopes that you don't. He hopes that you don't. And this idiot, when his goose finally gets cooked, because they will get tired of him, they will toss him to the wolves, and then he will have excommunicated himself from anyone who could potentially be there to support him, while thinking that. Anyway, I'm not gonna continue down this path. This boy is ignorant as all hell. He deserves everything that he got coming to him. He deserves every last bit of it. Every last bit of it. He sold himself out to the devil. Let me get over to the live chat. I still see Pablo and Savage in the chat. Bunny saying, I co-sign that. You're right, Joey. You can speak about this with an expertise on the topic. You're damn right. But guess who else can? My little sister over there. Because she went through it too. She went through it too. And she came out stronger because of it. So that's all I have to share with you guys today. I'm not going to get off right now. I have no way of telling... Where can I tell, like, how long this shit's been going? I have no way of knowing. Oh, yeah, I started at 10. It's 11. I guess we can look at it that way. But let's jump over to the chat. That Don Juan DeMarco is not just because is not just blacks either. It's the Native Americans, Mexicans, it's whites versus everyone else. Now, this is by design. This is by design. The black versus white rhetoric, the everyone turning against, I mean, yeah, they opened the border and let all these illegals in, but there's a lot of Hispanics that helped build this country. We actually moved our border into their territory, and now we tell them to go back to where they came from. I don't usually get into the race thing because it's not, I mean, it is something that affects my life, but it's not something that I give attention or energy to, because your reality is what you make it. You know, the people who focus on everything race, their whole life becomes everything about race. My life is focused on equality and trying to help people and being kind to everyone and trying to make it a better place, not saying one thing and doing another, you know. So, with regards to the bricks and minifigs, I don't have anything else to share until the next court case, the next hearing. I think they will remove the gag order and we'll be able to get Reckless Ben's Part 3. One thing I didn't mention is in Part 1 and Part 2, all those videos on Reckless Ben's channel up to that point, he had been arrested multiple times, but it was just misdemeanor stuff. Everything behind this gag order, he's been charged with felonies for trying to serve a lawsuit to the Bricks and Minifigs franchise owners. The CEO and Bricks and Minifigs Corp, they have just absolutely screwed themselves by standing behind this guy in the Mormon community, in the police department, thinking that they can just silence people. They forget about GoFundMe and Give, Send, Go, where the general public can now raise enough money to fight against these corporations, which is another reason why I think this case is so important. The outcome of this case is going to be extremely important because it's going to be a blueprint for those that follow on how to get your voice heard and on how to fight against these corporations and how to fight against these tyrannical police departments, local governments, prosecutors, judges, and whoever's above that judge. All this whole structure where we're down here at the bottom and the very few are up here at the top. If this all plays out well, this is going to be an online blueprint on how to overcome the tyranny from government who is backing these corporations who are running our lives. You know what I mean? One little turtle gets a straw in his nose, and now it's paper straws for everybody. Everything you buy in the grocery store, packaged in plastic. Can't carry it out in a plastic bag, though. All this ridiculous nonsense is being forced on us by corporations. There was a huge tyrannical takeover during COVID. Everyone became very complacent and giving up their rights. I did not conform to any of that shit. YouTube, FBI, whoever else is watching, Israel. I didn't conform to any of that shit, and I never will. I didn't take a jab. I would quit my job first. Anyway, I won't tell you what I did, but I didn't take the jab. I kept my job. I was a, what do they call them? The workers that still had their job. But anyway, I don't like where everything's headed. I chose not to sit on the couch and complain, but to come here and share my voice with you fine folks and at least make an effort to make a change. I appreciate everyone who came and hung out. Savage Bunny, always looking out for that. Pablo Escobar, always comes through. I'm proud to be a member of this community. I'm happy that most of us are all coming back together after whatever nonsense went on. Like I said, I think that was intentional. I never named any names, though, in my video. In my, not the first video, but anyways, without getting into all that, I don't want the smoke. If you want it, I'll definitely give it to you. Ask somebody. But I don't want the smoke. I want to bring people together. I want to build this community, and I want to affect change before it's too late, which I think we might already be past the point of no return. But I'll always go down fighting. Let me see if I have anything in my notes here. Oh, I have some video clips of a lawyer where I learned about the Mormon Mafia. We'll watch your vid, Joey, on the spy stuff. Yeah, go check out Digital. I think it was called Digital Prison. Your Digital Prison is coming. Yeah, YouTube was not happy about that video. The fuck is a pureblood? Purebloods. No mRNA in their blood. I had a really good time on my last live interacting with the chat, so I was looking forward to doing that again, man. I was riding high after my last live stream, man. I was so pumped up. I've been wanting to jump back on here, but I'm really trying to find a good time slot. I know a lot of the people in our community are tied up with these bigger YouTubers, and rightfully so. I just turned on the camera and a microphone and learned how to use all of it. But I do have a habit of forging my own path in life. That's how I got to where I'm at, is not listening to the nonsense, keeping my head down and moving forward. And that's how I got here. That's how I intend to move through this arena. But it is always a much better time with people in the chat, and with seeing the numbers go up. Don't hesitate. Hit the like button. You know, incentivize me to spend a couple hours on my Friday. It actually takes a lot of time to set all this stuff up. Not just the hour that I'm in front of the camera, but what I was getting ready to say is I have some video clips locally on my computer from this one attorney that I was watching early on that brought up the Mormon Mafia. I had never heard of the Mormon Mafia. I'm not surprised to find out about it, but let me see if I can pull up one of these clips. Lawyer 2 Raw. I don't have any of them edited. Let me see if I can lose more. Let me see if this has anything worth.
I think there is some credibility to the Mormon Mafia.
Oh, perfect.
This stuff doesn't get, it's not this fast. If you ever called the police before, you know they're slow as hell. You know it takes them half an hour just to get off their butts into their cars. So
where's the volume? Can you hear that?
And called the police before. Like, look how fast this happened. Just think about how fast this happened, and then how fast it normally happens. Okay, stolen Legos. Okay, let me call the police. Then the police go to the prosecution. The prosecution goes to the judge, and they sign a warrant. And the warrant is for like lethal that allows them to bring guns and point up guns at people's genitalia for whatever reason. That's what they want to do.
This dude is obsessed with. Hold on. Like watching this whole live and subsequent videos, this dude is obsessed with the fact that those cops pointed guns at his genitalia. He says it like 375 times in the videos, but he brought the Mormon Mafia thing to my attention, and I started digging and looking elsewhere, which I'm not going to air here, but it is a very... Judge Tony Graff, I believe, is part of this Mormon Mafia. Like, I'm looking for the intelligence connection, and I keep running into this Mormon Mafia thing. But I want to get beyond the Mormon Mafia thing and collect and connect the intelligence agencies behind this that connect to Charlie Kirk. Obviously, I'm not going to try and force it. I'm just keeping a sharp eye out for it. But I have this gut feeling that I'm willing to stake my reputation on that this somehow ties back to Charlie Kirk investigation. We'll wait and see.
Life is that the police and not that, the judge is not that fast. The prosecution is not that fast. You're talking about multiple parts of the government. You're talking about the judicial system, the police system, the prosecution's office, all being synced up within like an hour to get guns over there for stolen Lego. Look, so if I'm the police, my question would be, oh, have you seen any Legos there? So, oh, you heard them talk about stolen Legos. Have you witnessed any Legos coming in or out of the home? No. Well, you know, hey, we believe you. That sounds good to us. I mean, you just heard that they were talking about stolen Legos. Wow, amazing. Oh, and then the police say, okay, good. Thank you, witness. So that's not enough evidence to send the police department after you, okay? Stolen Legos. It's just not, with guns. So now you go to the prosecution office and says, hey, we need a warrant right now. There are stolen Legos. And the prosecutor's like, oh, damn, stolen Legos. Send everybody. Send the whole police department. We definitely don't have anything better to do. So the prosecution now agrees that these stolen Legos are like the stolen Legos of our utmost importance, right? So number one, an Airbnb host thinks that they're talking about stolen Legos. He has not seen any stolen Legos move in or out. He's only briefly heard that sentence, stolen Legos.
So this is an edited clip, a shortened clip, which he's making some very valid points as an attorney, how slowly that process usually works. This attorney is telling you that everyone was involved when the Fork police were following this kid around, trying to get charges on him. It's all on camera. Where did I see all of that? I would go to Reckless Ben's channel for the initial interactions with those cops. He does an excellent job on his videos. Part 3 is ready to come out, but under the gag order, he can't release part 3, which highlights the felony charges that they put on him. But until this initial hearing, he can't even speak the name Bricks and Minifigs, because Bricks and Minifigs has sued him for trying to. Anyway, you really have to go down this rabbit hole. It is ridiculous. Bricks and Minifigs has absolutely screwed that entire corporation. They have also screwed. I saw somebody this morning saying that the price of Legos is going to drop drastically because they're affecting a much bigger corporation. Bricks and Minifigs is not Lego. I'm surprised we haven't seen a statement from Lego on this. I'm really surprised because Lego is all over the internet right now. No statement from Lego, just Bricks and Minifigs, who's a trader, buyer and seller. But that corporation is cooked. And one of the video links I shared with you earlier, that corporation's going down. They're cooking themselves, absolutely cooking themselves. Let's see what we got going on in the chat over here. We're talking about genetic testing. We're gonna go back to see thick like a brick. All right, I don't know what's going on over there, but I do enjoy it. But we only got 3 likes on the live, man, and we got 5 people watching. Just click the like button. It's free. I'm here for you folks.
And he thought that was good enough to report somebody to the police. That there was a conversation about stolen Legos. Okay, so now the police who already know, because they stopped Reckless Ben, and Reckless Ben has explained it to him like 1,000 times before, that the stolen Legos are not Ben stealing the Legos, but Josh stealing the Legos. Now the police is like, oh man, we got some murder one, a dude got aped, a woman got essayed. What? Stolen Legos? Whoa. Call the prosecutor. Stop everything. Everyone get on your phones. We gotta call the prosecutor. Okay, now the prosecutor, who is in charge of determining the importance of what crimes to get warrants and so on, decides like, unless there's literally no crime.
Can you guys hear the video audio real quick? It's kind of quiet in my headset.
Happening this week. The prosecutor now decides that, hey, what we really need to do is we need to go to our judge and get a warrant. We need to go to the judge and get a warrant. Are you kidding me? And the judge signs off. And the judge is asking the prosecutor, hey, what is this about? Is it a murder? Is there a, essay happening? No. We think.
So this was the first indication that Judge Tony Graff is absolutely dirty. We know that regarding the Tyler Robinson trial, but he shows it in this situation. There was no reason for them to raid Reckless Ben's Airbnb. Excuse me, but this judge signed the search warrant for stolen Legos. He's trying to recover the stolen Legos, but the Airbnb host, who is also Mormon, was listening into them illegally, spying on them, and reported to the American Fork Police that they're talking about stolen Legos, which they used as enough probable cause to get a search warrant from Judge Tony Graff for their Airbnb. Now, this is where the American Fork Police took it a step further, whereas that warrant was issued for a search, but they took 5 individuals into custody, and during that allegedly unlawful arrest, they used force on Ben unnecessarily. It's on video. He breaks it down in one of his videos. I hope you guys enjoy the saga. It's a deep rabbit hole to get into, which makes me extremely confident that that rabbit hole is in fact going to lead back to the Charlie Kirk trial. At a minimum, puts a shadow over what's going on over there. I do believe that Tyler Robinson was involved, but I do believe he's a patsy. I just started making posts on my X. I wish I had a better timeline there, but I just started on it. But early on in the Tyler Robinson trial, it became very apparent that there's some funny business going on. If they're prosecuting Tyler Robinson and nobody else, and they're trying to give that kid the death penalty, just for the record, I am opposed to capital punishment because of situations like this. They have zero evidence that that kid pulled the trigger, but they are trying to fry his ass as if he's the only person involved, which means that Tony Graff is part of the fix. He's part of the fix. But anyway, that's really all I have for you. I have some other stuff here, but I don't want to drag the live out. I do want to play one more video for you, though. I got one more video for you guys since there's a couple of folks in here. We're going to put this right here. Boom. I still got a ton of love for this dude. I did get a message from him. What is that? That's not the video. That's not the one I intended. I apologize. But this dude. Oh, look at that. That was my live. Good thing it didn't have audio on. I'd be wreaking havoc with the audio over here. Me, Undebunked, and Ex-Luminant are having discussions about having a contributor panel where it's all 3 of us on screen and we are discussing current event or whatever the topic may be. That discussion is in a premature status. I only got them to agree to it. We haven't made any definitive moves. I think it'll be over Zoom. Stay tuned for that. I'm hoping that comes to fruition. I think that would be an excellent idea to get all 3 of us in a panel on screen. I do better when I have somebody face to face. I'm doing the best that I can with having folks in the chat. Super grateful for the folks that did come to hang out. And I'm going to see you out with one of the greats right here. This is one of the things that motivated me to set up a microphone and a camera. So I am going to see you folks off with this hit right here. Yeah, this is a vibe right here, man. I meant it when it came out. This is a whole vibe.
The houses are built on lies.
Thank you, Savage.
They take your money and sell you the right to fight and die. Profit that. They turn a profit by sending you off to war. They wanna keep you poor. When they say you get what you earn, they're lying. When they say you can change the system from within.
Huge shout out to Lance. Huge shout out to Pablo. Huge shout out to Savage. Shout out to Undebunk. Shout out to Fleet. I want to see him in the chat next time, though. I'm going to have one queued up for Fleet next time.
They were never on your side, but now we're all getting tarred and feathered. We should have seen it all along. Don't you know the game is rigged? It's over before.
Thank you, Pablo. Thank you, Kitten.
You're falling for the same old shit. You're getting hoodwinked by the puppets. They were never on.
Thank you, Savage.
Now we're all getting locked and loaded, and we'll never be afraid again.
Yo, this beat goes so hard, man. So hard.
Before it begins, they get paid by the same lobbyists. You're voting for the same old shit. You're getting hoodwinked by the puppets. They were never on.
This shit is gonna vibe with me for a long, long time to come, man. This is just the best that I've seen anybody do it. So, much love to Lance, much love to Fleet. Huge shout out to Undebunked. Y'all know. Precious Puppy back in the chat. Shout out to Precious Puppy. This is why I'm here, folks. You can blame Lance. Blame Lance for getting me to set up a microphone. Blame Coach Colin. Blame the Coach Colin chat for why is Joey Meatball on the YouTubes making a scene. Blame Coach Colin. Blame Lance because they inspired me to. I mean, I had everything set up anyway, so might as well get on here and talk shit. But you know what it is. Usually I would say links are in the description.